All right. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Blessed Possibilities Book Club. I am so grateful to have you join us, and I'm grateful to my co-host, Katie Rubin.
What's up, motherfuckers?
Oh my gosh. Wait, I just actually want to double check there was no last minute registrations. That would be bad. No. Okay.
You mean that would be amazing?
I mean, that would be amazing. Diane would have to quickly get them a link, and that would be the only difference. Okay, so I'm really, really excited about the book. This book is like kindness, brilliance, and happiness put into 391 pages. And the reason that I chose to do this book club is because I mean, the book just had me in tears just within the first few pages, and I wanted to go through it and just, I don't know, it's just going through a book with a group is so much greater. It's so powerful, and I want to just look at some of these points of what he's saying and be like, basically, just as a group, go, holy fuck. That's it. If we do that, I'm happy. And if you guys have questions, by all means ask them. And we're just gonna go through and basically we're doing a 7-day together. We have 8 classes, and you know, what would it take? I just made a video about the 7-day. Doris in Austria is putting together a video series or whatever, a compilation of people talking about the 7-day. And I was talking about the 7-day in South Africa. And I got back at the end of January, like January 29th or something. And I was sick for almost a month. And like all kinds of different things. I was having crazy allergies, and my vagina wasn't doing very well, and I had the flu, I had strep throat, I had this big white blister on the back of my throat, and all of these things, and I had antibiotics and whatever. You get the picture. It was like a lot of things, and I asked Gary about it, and he's like, you say I'm sick, and he's like, it's not sick. He's like, do you realize that your body is so powerful and so amazing that it's one of the first bodies in the world who is able to heal, to change this place on the planet where we're separate from the earth, where we're separate from each other, where we don't have kindness as a choice, where we're not choosing as much consciousness as possible, and it's like your body, and a lot of people in that 7-day were sick, and he's like, your bodies are actually changing the world and are the catalysts for that. And so that was really cool. And then I've been creating, you guys have seen the Energy Pull Club. I think all of you are in it. And it's like the lightness of that club and how easy it was to create that. And the beauty of this book club, well, I was head tripping a little bit at the end. I was like, nobody wants Blessed Possibilities. Katie, nobody wants Blessed Possibilities. But then, of course, as usual, a beautiful group of people showed up. And but it's like everything is just flooring me with how much ease can be. And so what would it take for you to change from this book club in a way that is greater than anything you can possibly imagine? What if what was available within these pages was exactly what you required to change everything? And how much can us reading this together contribute to the magnitude of change that occurs in all of our lives? And so everything doesn't allow all of that. Can we destroy and uncreate at all times a Godzillion?
Yes.
Right, that all 9 Podpoc shorts, boys and beyonds. Awesome. So does anybody have any questions before we begin?
Not a question, but just like an acknowledging the gratitude that I have for you for putting this together. And Katie, I didn't know you were co-hosting. Awesome. I got downloaded the sample since I'm waiting for the hard copy of the book and the paperback or whatever. But and just read the first few like paragraphs or whatever on phenomenons, and even just that little bit created so much space in my world. So I'm so grateful, so excited to see what else is here, what else is possible.
It's super powerful. And I'm reading through it, and I'm on page, I haven't read all of it yet. I'm on page 155, so I'm like almost halfway. And it's like, I don't read books unless I facilitate book clubs. That's why I facilitate book clubs, is because I can't read books.
Yeah.
So if I have to read them to people, then I have to read the book.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, Katie's saying, yep. So it's like, and I actually knew I was going to do a book club on this, but couldn't stop reading it. So it's cool. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful, but it's not about how beautiful the book is. It's about the intensity of change that's possible in what he's saying here. And you know, it's like everything that doesn't allow you to receive that greater than you ever imagined possible, where you destroy and uncreate at all times a godzillion.
Yes.
Cool. Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pot and pock, shorts, boys and beyonds. Cool. And Anthony's here with us too. He's packing for Seattle right now, so he's in the background. So Hope's really happy. You can come say hi or wave when you have a second. You don't have to do it right now. He's deep in the closet. Okay, so let us begin. So, what is phenomenons? Welcome, everyone. I love New Zealand because it has great water and more water. It's got no snakes, which makes me happy, and we have this wonderful place to spend the next 7 days. I don't know whether you have noticed, but the sense of peace that exists here is usually what we get at the end of a 7-day event, not at the beginning. Somehow, when we returned here, the earth went right back to where we were the last time we came. It is resonating for us the way we need it to. This is what you want to look at here. This is what you want to feel. This is what you want to take home with you to implement in the rest of the world, because you can. One day, Dane and I were talking about what we could do to change the situation in Fukushima, where some sources say they are releasing 10 times more radiation into the ocean than is being reported. We were looking at how we could create something greater, and we invited people all over the planet to contribute energy to Fukushima simultaneously. At that time, Dean was in Melbourne and I was in LA. I thought I had the right times, but I got them mixed up, so we weren't working together simultaneously. Dane got furious with me. He was so pissed he wanted to kill me. All right. So I didn't know you were going to be on, Katie, so I asked Tammy to read. But do you have to leave at some point?
Yeah, I'm going to have to leave in 10 minutes, so you guys can totally read. I'll read next time.
Okay, perfect. Okay, go ahead, Tammy. Did you get all that set up?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, great.
So, no, I wanted to kill Gary after I left Access. I wasn't just angry. I'm angry, but I'm done. Bye-bye. I can't remember ever being this angry. I was also really miserable, and after a while I called Gary and said, I need your help, please bring this, because this sucks. Gary asked, what did I do wrong? I looked at it and said, wow, I didn't do anything wrong. I think this is a place I need to get past something I haven't been able to get past before. Gary asked, what are you not being? What are you not doing? And we looked at it and he asked, is it creation? And then he said, wait a minute, it's bigger than that. You're not being a phenomenon. You're not willing to be the phenomenon you are. When he said that, I heard phenomenons.
And when Dane said phenomenons, I said, yes, that's it. Instead of being the phenomenons, the phenomena on planet Earth, we keep trying to create the way other people do. For example, I once noticed that I was saying I need to have $100 million to do all the things I want to do. Where's my gold mine? Where's my diamond mine? Where's my oil well? Then I said, wait, those are all this reality's solutions for the creation of money. What if there's a different possibility for the creation of money? And there is. It's phenomenons. I'm so grateful that Dane got mad at me. If he hadn't, we wouldn't have found this. And without this, the possibilities in the world would have been minor and not totally blessed. Phenomenons is the ability to create that which is so far beyond this reality that it is considered a phenomenon, a phenomenal thing, something that doesn't match anybody else's reality. You have to be willing to be a phenomenon. You have to be willing to be phenomenal, which means you will say and do things without knowing where they come from, and they will work. I'm not talking about having an extraordinary life, which is a life that has all the ordinary stuff, plus a little bit extra. What I'm shooting for is phenomenal. It's beyond this reality. That's what we're going to talk about for the next 7 days. Phenomenons. Phenomenons is where you move beyond the ordinary and the extraordinary, the extra of the ordinary, into that which does not create or compute in this reality. You become a creator when you are being the phenomenons. Oops, sorry, I forgot to silence that. Okay, sorry. Okay. You become a creator when you are being the phenomenons. You become the phenomenons of a different possibility. Have you ever created anything beyond other people's reality, but you keep acting like you are ordinary? Are you really good at doing ordinary? If you truly choose phenomenons, you will lose everything that is considered normal in this reality. Your normalcy will go away, and all you will have left is extreme potency. That is the choice you have. To be phenomenons and to function as phenomenons, you must move outside of time. You must move outside of dimensions and outside of reality. See, and there really is a space beyond time and beyond dimension. And you get there by choosing and choosing and choosing towards the lightness. You create your life outside of those things because that's where you are, on the creative edge of blessed possibilities at all times. The most phenomenal things happen when you are willing to step into phenomenons. All kinds of things can show up in your life. You can do things you never thought were possible. Things begin to talk to you and tell you how to create. When you function from possibilities and you ask, what's really possible here? A whole new world is going to open up for you. The whole universe wants to contribute to you. The world wants to contribute to you. The world wants to give you everything you desire, but you don't ask. What have you made so vital about never possessing phenomenons? And I think I'll just add in valuable and real, just because that's sort of the new energy since this was published. So what have you made so vital, valuable, and real about never possessing phenomenons? Woo! Sorry. Picture frame fell to the floor. What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about never possessing phenomenons that keeps you from being? Everything that is times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds.
Why do you say possessing phenomenons?
Possessing phenomenons is demanding that you will have total control and ownership over whatever it is. And you are not going to let anything show up except that. That's possession. What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about never possessing phenomenons that keeps you from being? Everything that is times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, and bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And then in the book, there's these little excerpts that are just a repetition of like the kind of the favorite quote of the the previous chapter. So I'm not going to read those because we've read through the chapter and, we want to get through the book. But just, I'm not skipping over stuff. It's just a reiteration of what was in that chapter or on those pages.
Hey, you guys rock, and I can't wait to be here next week, and I got to hop off to go be phenomenal.
Okay, go be the phenomenons you are.
You guys rock. Have fun.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. All right, being you. None of you have a bloody clue what being is. You think being means I don't have to do anything. No, truly being means you get to do everything you have never done. If you are truly being, you get to choose anything and everything. What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about possessing phenomenons that keeps you from being? If you were truly being you, would you do things that destroy your life or make your life harder and more difficult? No. So you keep choosing that for what reason? Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. Everything that is times a godzillion will you destroy and uncreate it all.
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pock and pod, shorts, boys, and girls. All right, page 15, blessed possibilities. The blessed choice of possibility is the way the universe can contribute to you and create something you never knew was possible. You, as an infinite being, have infinite choice, infinite question, infinite possibilities, and infinite contribution. But you are rejecting the gift of possibility. If somebody suggests something that doesn't fit the reality you have, you reject it. So ask yourself, you guys, what am I rejecting right now? That if I acknowledged I was rejecting it, would allow me to have total ease, space, and freedom. And everything that is right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Tammy, you're really making me laugh because with those sunglasses on, you're like, it's so cute. Yeah, exactly. I love it. All right, so you're saying you reject it. If something doesn't fit the way you want it said, it's not going to be part of your reality. You say, it's going to be said the way I want to hear it. Your need to hear things the way you want to hear them is in the way of the blessed possibilities that are available to you. You aren't willing to hear things the way they come to you. You reject possibilities when you say, well, that wasn't what I thought it was. When a possibility shows up for me, I say, wow, that showed up different than I thought it would. What else is possible? What else can I choose beyond this? And what else can I choose because of this? Blessed possibilities are about recognizing the blessing that choice is and the gift you are when you are in question. When you are in question and you choose something, you create multiple possibilities.
I'm pretty cool with things looking different than I think they will. Where am I rejecting possibilities?
Cool. Tammy, could you keep reading just for a second? I have to go get some water. I forgot and I'm parched.
Okay. Absolutely. So Gary, pretty cool with means I kind of receive things looking different, or I reject them slightly. Instead, you've got to ask, what possibilities do I have here that I've never considered? Be in the question more. You like to come to conclusions and answers. You like to know that you are going to get it right. You like to know that something is going to work the way you want it to work. You have a tendency to decide what it is going to be instead of being in the question, what is possible here? What is the possibility here? This is the way most of you are screwing up your lives. You're looking for a conclusion rather than asking a question that would create a possibility you have never chosen or considered. The blessing of possibilities is the possibility of something you have never even considered. Have you lived your life by your reality or someone else's? When you live your life by somebody else's reality, nothing does not match your reality. Nothing that does not match your reality can even come into your awareness. So you don't have total choice. You've got to get to the place where you're willing to have total choice and total possibility, with no point of view about how it shows up or what it looks like when it shows up. when you have to, and you have to be willing not to be right ever again. And possibility versus potential. The greatest gift you have is the blessing of possibility. Blessed possibilities are never based on anything. They are about opening to the choice of new possibility and to the question of what can get created instead of the conclusion of what should be created. Potential is what you think is going to happen or what can happen based on something else happening. So question, is potential always a conclusion?
Yes, potential is always a conclusion. If you say, this investment has great potential, you have already concluded what the potential is. Oh gosh, that's just screwed up my life so much. Like, oh, this is a good idea. Yeah, well, as soon as you come to that conclusion, it's not going to be such a good idea.
Hey, Julia.
Yeah.
Can you speak a little bit more to that and like what it takes to stay in that space of possibility, and instead of going, or just out of that, I'm like, whoa, yeah, the number of times that I've looked at something and I'm like, that's a great idea, and it could have been, or like the energy around it, like what is that?
Yeah, well, it's just being present, and it's just turning it from, oh, that's a great idea, to, okay, that's possible, so how is this actually going to turn out? That's what you want to ask is, okay, so what's this going to create? And don't conclude what it's going to create or how it's going to turn out. Maybe turn out isn't quite the right word. But let's just say, what's this going to create? Because as soon as you go, this is a good idea, you can only have your conclusion or something less than it. And if you ask a question in that moment and go, if you go, oh, this is a good idea. Oh, wait a minute, that's a conclusion. Oh my gosh. Okay, lucky I caught that. I could have destroyed this whole thing with that conclusion. And instead go, okay, so what will this create? And universe, can you bring me more awareness on what this will actually create? Then you're on the road because you're actually continuing to be in the question, which allows even more possibilities to be created. Is that good?
Yeah, my stomach churned when you said what or like, oh, the energy here, like that's a possibility, what will it create? My stomach was just like, oh.
That's funny. That's
like,
cool.
where have I not been asking that question to stay in the comfort of what I think knowing is, or something like that? There's something.
Exactly. Yeah. Even to stay in the comfort of like what you've decided consciousness is, or everywhere you've tied. And you who has had such a immense spiritual path and hippie path and actress path and all of the things that you've done and how much of excitement and joy you've put into that, it's like sometimes it gets all mixed up, you know what I mean? Thank you so much, Vince.
Yeah, the second. Yeah.
Cool.
Thank
awesome.
you.
You're welcome. So yeah, so just, and it takes some practice. I see Tammy nodding along too here. It's like, it takes some practice sometimes, because in the sense of like, we're really trained to like decide and decipher, okay, good idea, bad idea, go here, don't go here. So it's not going to be perfect, but it's like, oh shit, I just decided this was a good idea. Okay, so now what's it going to take to change that, and what else is possible? You're never doomed. You can always just get present and ask a question, but it's not like you've gone too far down a road or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm noticing too now. I'm like, oh wow, I was like, I need to get conscious so I can consciously figure out which are the good ideas and the bad ideas.
Exactly. Well, at least you realize it. That's 90% of the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, cool. Okay, your potential is a conclusion. Okay, so if you say that you've decided it's great, but you have no idea what might be possible if you choose something even greater. Other things could occur that you haven't even considered. Say you invest in a stock. You think it's a gold mine, and it turns out that they sold the gold mine and have something else going on that will completely change the way cars are produced. The possibility of the technological aspect in car production is far greater than the potential of the gold mine. That was a really well put example. When you tap into the energy of possibility, there is always something greater than potential can give.
You've talked about the energetics of limitation and how it is subtly impelled at us, and we make choices from that. What is the way to undo that?
You undo the energetics of limitation by looking at the possibilities, not the potential. And you know, one of the questions that I ask all the time, and you'll see it right here by my desk on the sticky note, can't see if you guys can see it because I can't see myself, but there it is what are the greatest possibilities available? And that definitely takes you out of potential or this is a good idea, and it's asking for the greatest possibilities that the universe has to offer you. You have to ask for them. And you ask by going, what are the greatest possibilities available? So there's that too. Okay. Okay, I was told that 8,000 times. Oh yeah, okay. Were you ever told that you were not living up to your potential? I was told that 8,000 times, and I would get so pissed. What the hell does that mean? I could never figure out what that meant. I don't think that you are not living up to your potential. I think that you are not choosing your possibilities. I live my life from what possibility could I choose here that would create something greater than I have ever been able to create before? What is possible that I have never even considered? What is possible that is so far beyond this reality that nobody else will be able to tap into it? Okay, sticky note time. We're taking a sticky note break. Those are going on sticky notes. I'm writing these down. So, that pen doesn't work. Okay, actually, this is a lot of questions. Maybe we'll just have to mark the page and come back. Well, I'm going to write the first question anyway. Hope doesn't have the book yet, so she can't write down the sticky notes. What would I choose here that would create?
If you just take a picture of the page.
Oh, you're so smart. Thank you. You are so smart. Page picture time. Maybe that'll be our new thing. Good call.
I love it.
I love
I
it.
have so many photos on my phone that are just pictures of pages.
Okay, good. Thank you. That's so
Yeah,
sweet.
you're welcome.
Okay, so I'm going to go through those questions one more time. Hey, Anthony? Would you be able to close both the doors? That's like super loud. Okay. What possibility could I choose here that would create something greater than I have ever been able to create before? What is possible that I have never even considered? What is possible that is so far beyond this reality that nobody else will be able to tap into it? I love that last one. That's like really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, so awesome. Okay, so choosing for the possibility.
So you go for seeing the possibility?
It's not seeing the possibility. It is choosing for the possibility. Even though you have no idea what it looks like, the possibilities are based on the energy you can perceive, not on the vision you can receive. When you look for what the possibility is going to be, you are looking for the potential of it, not the possibility of it. You keep trying to see what the vision is going to look like. You have spent your entire life trying to strain your vision into something that would create. The possibility is not a straining of vision. It's an awareness throughout your entire body.
What would it take for me to be aware of the invisible possibilities?
Well, are they actually invisible, or are they just not chosen? You think they are invisible because you will not perceive them as possibilities. You are always willing to look at the potential, aren't you?
Yeah.
You've got to go beyond looking at the potential and ask, what are the possibilities that I have never even considered? The phenomenons of money.
You and Dane talk about how money is a tool for creating something greater. Can you talk about that in terms of phenomenons?
The phenomenons of money is the recognition that money can be used to create a different reality without having the sense that anyone else needs to understand, see, or follow what you are doing.
At first, I thought the phenomenons of money meant an amount of money that you have, but it's not that. Is it the possibility that money can create and generate? It is. It is.
Cool. Yes, it's the possibility of what money can create and generate. Once I was in LA, I went out to lunch. Somebody handed me $4,000. I put it in my pocket and didn't realize until after we left that the money had fallen out on the couch where we were sitting. I called the restaurant and they said, yes, we found some money on the couch. How much was it? We want to make sure it's the same amount. So-and-so went to pick it up. I said, give $400 to the woman who found the money. It was 10% of the amount as a thank you. The woman was totally blown away when ND gave it to her.
I would also do that, but I don't get that it's phenomenal.
Many years ago, I found $2,000 that someone had lost. The guy gave me $20 for returning it to him. I said, you know what? That is not acknowledging the fact that someone was honest. That's not gifting something that makes it worthwhile for someone to choose to be that honest. Most people expect you to return their stuff because it's due them, or because it's theirs, or because of some other thing. I was willing to give the woman $400. The phenomenon of money is the recognition of how money can change things. Most people use money to create a result for themselves. They do a business in order to make profit. They don't use money as a way of creating a different reality. Money is a tool for creating something greater. Excuse me. If you have a point of view about money, like, my partner isn't making enough money, he needs to make more money, is that working with the phenomenons? Or is that working with this reality? That's this reality. And what question is, he is not making enough money? It's not a question. A question would be, how can I assist him in creating way more money than he ever thought was possible? How can I outcreate him so much that he gets inspired to create money? If you outcreate people, they become inspired. Don't try to make people do things. Outcreate what they're doing, and they'll say, I've got to have more. He's not doing enough. She's not doing enough. They're not doing enough. They're not contributing enough. They're not. That's not phenomenon. That's insanity of this reality. Have you noticed that this reality is freaking insane? If you are a phenomenon, you can go beyond this reality with great ease. That's where I'm looking to take you. That's my target. If you make it, good. And if you don't, oh well, you can go work at McDonald's. When my kids were little and didn't want to go to school, I would say, it's okay, you don't have to go to school. You can always get a job at McDonald's. They would say, I would never work at McDonald's. Telling them they could work at McDonald's always inspired them to go back to school or do whatever they needed to do to make things work. What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about never possessing the phenomenons of money that keeps you in pathetic and poor and, oh my God, I wish I had some? Everything that is times a godzillion. Can you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, hot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. What if it was never about, I used to have money, or I will have money in the future? What if it's, what can I do right now that's going to create all the money I would like to have? That's where I function from. Am I ever satisfied with the amount of money I get? Never. Why? Because there's always room for more. My caboose has room for lots of money. Everything that doesn't allow you all to expand your cabooses while not expanding your ass,
Yes.
will you destroy it and create it all times a godzillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, all night, pock and pod, shorts, boys and beyond. Fantastic. All right. You will have an extraordinary life, but you will not have a phenomenal one. Because you're not going to create something that is beyond what anybody else can see. What have you made so vital about never possessing the phenomenons of money that keeps you from creating beyond this reality? And everything that is times a godzillion. Can you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod, pock, shorts, boys and I appreciate the yeses, Tammy. It makes me feel like I'm doing more.
I usually don't have challenges with money, but building up to this class, my money flows suddenly got really weird. What was that?
Other people affect your money flows by their unwillingness to change. They affect your money flows in the sense that they will put the brakes on so hard that it's like being in a traffic jam. If you're in LA or Houston or San Francisco and you are going at the speed of light and someone in front of you slams on their brakes for no apparent reason, you have no choice but to slam on your brakes too, if you don't want to run right over the top of them.
So if you have somebody like that in your life, what do you do?
Run them over. Create beyond them. Ask, okay, how do I outcreate this person's need to hold things in place? Outcreating somebody's need to hold things in place is the gift that you are. It's the phenomenons you are when you are being you. People cannot hold their braking systems in place if you are willing to be everything that you are, because you will just drive right over top of them. You won't even notice. You'll just keep on moving. Rejecting money.
I created quite a lot of money in the last week, but it wasn't from my Access business. When I got the money, it was, oh yeah, that's cool. But if I had made that sort of money with my Access business, I would have been blown away and so happy.
So why weren't you happy with the fact that you were able to create that kind of money? Personally, I don't care where it comes from, as long as I get to create it.
I get that it's insane.
Hey, Diane, are you listening to this? If she left at this time, she's in big trouble. Because she creates money. When she took her first bars class, her ex started becoming very, very wealthy, and he had no money before that. So now she makes all this money, creates all this money through her ex, and wants to make it through work. And I'm like, honey, he had no money before you started using the tools. So we have to bug her about that. All right. So you tend to reject money.
Is there a process where we can unreject it?
What have I made so vital, valuable, and real about rejecting money that absolutely avoids creating with it? Everything that is times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all night, pot and pock, shorts, boys and girls. Okay, so everything that doesn't allow Hope's ass to expand, because she says she's be okay with an expanded ass. Can we all destroy and uncreate all of that times a godzillion? Right and wrong, good and bad, all night, pot, pock, shorts, boys and girls. Phenomenons comes in many forms. We can even change asses.
I can feel it.
Excellent. So my work here is done. Do you know why you reject money? You're trying to prove you don't need money. It's superiority. Many of you do this. You reject money, then you work really hard to get it so you can prove you are able to get it when you want it. I'm glad some of you see how insane that is. You keep wondering why I say, cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. It's because you are cuckoo heads. Everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pot and pock, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Aren't we miraculous? It's a miracle that you have managed to do any of the things you have done while working so hard against you to make sure you can prove to you that you are powerful enough to get what you want without having everything you truly desire instantaneously. You want a hard life? But the only thing that's supposed to be hard is your penis, or the penis of which you suck.
Is there something underneath this that's holding it in place? I've been aware of this for ages.
It's the fact that you don't care.
That I don't care about money, or that I just don't care?
That you don't care about money, and you just don't care. So true. So true.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing, or is it just that I don't care?
Well, it's a choice. The question is, what does your choice create?
Well, it's not creating ease with my body.
Oh yeah, that. And why does one have money? Because the body needs money. You, the infinite being, don't. Duh. What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about rejecting and refusing money that absolutely avoids creating it? Everything that is times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Refusing money.
I perceive that people refuse money because they want to be liked. If you are filthy, stinking rich, there is the perception of that people hate you. Is it that people aren't willing to receive money, or is it that they aren't willing to not be liked? They are not willing to be liked for their money. Whatever JT and I have, and whatever we create, I can't say that we have had more people like us or more people dislike us. But in the end, who cares? That's my point of view. Who cares? A lot of people create no money in order to create necessity. That's their motivating factor. Lack of money motivates them to do things. What if lack of money wasn't a motivating factor? What if having money was a creative factor for a greater possibility? Yes, because when you have money, you have the ability to create more money. And it's not just money that you get to create. I'm just shutting the door, but I'm going to keep reading. It's kind of a busy time at the house. The kids just got home from school. That's why the rest of the calls are at a different time. Okay, but anyways, and it's not just money you get to create. You get to create a change in the world. It's not about the amount of money that you have. It's about the amount when you know that the thing you've done will change something. I'm going to read that again because I didn't totally hear that. Okay. And it's not just money you get to create. You get to create a change in the world. And it's not about the amount of money that you have. It's about the moment when you know that the thing you've done will change something. That's why I gave $400 to the lady who returned the money I left behind. That blew her mind. She didn't expect that. What do you want to create in the world? So what's it going to take for us to choose to have money for consciousness? Well, you have to see what it is you want to create in the world. Could I create more of what I really want to have in the world if I had more money? Yeah. We've got to come from that point of view. I asked, how much more money would I have to create all the things I want to create on the planet? That's when I realized, okay, I need 100 million. I'd like to have 100 million because I could finish El Lugar in a heartbeat. El Lugar is a non-for-profit resort and education center we are starting to develop in Costa Rica, a place where people come to live, to learn, and live with the elegance of the earth and not abuse it. I would have done it in less than 2 years. Everybody says, oh, you can't possibly do it in less than 4 years. Watch me. I would create a teacher's college. Actually, I would go out and buy a teacher's college and teach everybody how to teach by access standards. Then they would go out into the world and get jobs in private schools, and that would become famous for their great education instead of their great babysitting. All of it would contribute to greater possibilities. What else could I create? I would probably create a hospital dedicated to doing something different. A lady called me and she said she wants to introduce access to people who are coming back from Iran and Iraq with PTSD. They are committing suicide to the point that it is crippling her organization. I said, yes, use it.
She said, "What do I owe you?" I said, "Nothing. Just acknowledge that you got it from Access. I don't care about the rest of it." For me, it's what else can we create in the world that we haven't yet created? If you didn't have money as an issue, where could you put yourself? Where could you put your time? Where could you put your energy? Where could you put the elements of the things you have learned to create something greater? What do you know that other people don't know that if you gave them that education would create a different source in the world? Using money to create beyond this reality.
I'm going to stop you for a second.
Yeah.
Reading questions out loud gave me an even greater buzz in my body.
Totally. That's why I love doing these book clubs. It's like as though the book was one dimensional, reading it at home, and it's still so powerful. And it's like it becomes 3-dimensional when we do it together like this.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
How do I learn to have the phenomenons of creating money?
For running this process, what have you made so vital, valuable, and real about never possessing the phenomenons of money do you use to keep you from creating beyond this reality? Everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, all 9, POC and POD, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Then you ask a question. What could I practice today that would create more money than I have ever had before? You also need to ask, what can I practice? You're going to have to practice because you are crap at creating money. You just want it to magically show up in your bank account.
Yes, I will practice. Last year in a class, you had someone ask me, what do you hate about having money? I did that question at home with my husband, and we got between 20 and 40 different points of view. It was amazing.
Yeah. Diane, now that you're back, I had to bug you. Where's the thing? There was a thing on page 26. You have the book?
I have the Kindle one.
Okay, well, do you have the page numbers?
No, it just says position number.
Okay, well, you need to read Rejecting Money.
I will.
You were away. I was like, where's Diane? Where's Diane? This is the one thing she needs to hear, and you walked away.
I know, it's so funny. Just in that moment that you were going to start reading the money thing, someone knocked on the door and I had to leave. So I'm definitely reading later.
Okay, cool.
Because I not want POC and POD, but now I really desire money. Like, it's changing a lot from your book clubs.
Cool. That's so awesome. How to get better. All right. Where were we though? Crap at creating money. You just magically show up in your bank account. And you said that, and I said, most of you don't realize that you have a godzillion points of view about money.
I was totally shocked. I had always thought I was poor. Through you, I learned that I have never been poor. That is new for me. Now I am willing to learn the phenomenons of creating money.
Good, you will then. Never enough money, but always too much to spend.
I really like the process you shared with us on a while ago. It is a really simple one. Never enough money, but always too much to spend. I have been running that one ever since you gave it to us.
It is designed to take away your thought process because it does not compute. It's not a logical point of view. And when it is not a logical point of view, you can't put it into the computational world that people define as valuable. It's been working for you, hasn't it? Money is growing.
Yes. I don't think about it. I just do it.
I'm turning on my loop right now on silent, on the low volume, so we're running it during our call.
Cool.
You guys really might need to get your bars around doing both things at once, but we're doing it.
We're all such phenomenal creators. How come we don't all have millions in the bank?
Because you've never cared about it. Having millions or billions of dollars has never been your criterion for existence or creation. But what if you could have that and everything else? It's not an either or. Money is one of the things you can add to your life. What if having money was a creative factor for a greater possibility?
When you mentioned creating a different kind of hospital, I thought about psychiatric hospitals. It is so easy to make it about the money and say, I don't have the money to do that. But that's not it. It's about being a source for the creation of it, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the reason you used to get confused when you'd ask, what do I need to do? I'd say be. When you are willing to be, you can ask, okay, what would it take to create the money? Because I'd like this to go further. I'd like this to go faster. I'd like this to be bigger. I'd like something greater here. What's it going to take to create that?
When I see a piece of jewelry I like, I say, I'm having this. Thank you very much. And the money, it could be that easy with everything else.
It could be that easy with everything. For VT, money is easy. He doesn't think it's hard. He says, oh, money's easy. You just do blah, blah, blah. And people go, huh? I talked to him once for 20 minutes and I said, I want to have what he's having. I want that kind of ease with money where I just say, okay, fine, I'll do that.
Don't you have that?
Pretty much, but I would like to have it at a bigger level than I currently have. I want way more. Isn't it phenomenal how vulnerable Gary is being here?
Yes, that's cool.
Yeah.
Never would have expected that.
Yeah, it is really cool.
Oh, where was I? So what you just said about having it at a bigger level is great.
If you're going to create you as a source for creating a different world, you've got to be willing to function at a bigger level than anybody else around you. That is a place where you are willing to be the phenomenons of change in the world. You're willing to be the phenomenons of that changes the world. Probably that of is a typo. You're willing to be the phenomenons that changes the world. I'd like you to get to the place where you ask, wow, what can I do that would change the world? Not what could I do to make more money? Wow. Everything that is. Can we destroy and uncreate it all? Hey, Aria, how are you? You did? That's fantastic. I'm just reading a book club, and we're going through Gary Douglas's book here. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Here, you have to come stand up here because they can't see you. We can't see us on the screen. It's broken today, so you have to stand up if you want to say hi and wave. You guys see her?
Oh.
Hi.
Wait.
I'm in the middle of facilitating. I can't talk right now. Yes. Yeah, tell them that. Okay. Okay, so where were we? Okay, so yeah, and Aria, yeah, thank you, honey. I was just gonna ask you to shut it tight. Okay, so what could I do to make what could I do that would change the world? Not what could I do to make more money? Not what could I do to have more cars and more houses? Not what could I do to make people angry? Not what could I do to make sure that we make it through the next day? What would it be like if you were actually willing to be the gift of change you truly are? What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about never being the source of change on planet Earth that keeps you from being the phenomenons of being? Everything that is times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. The phenomenons of generosity of spirit. This book is obviously sort of a fast read because we're on page 37. we're 1 hour into the call. All right. Dan and I once went to a lodge where people paid $2,000 a night for accommodation. Well, everything that brings up for all of us. Let's destroy and uncreate it all. Everywhere, only Gary and Dane could do that. Right? Wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. The place was gorgeous, and the people had come for golf, tennis, and hot tubbing. I love how he puts hot tubbing in there. I mean, that's hysterical. The guests there were not interested in creating anything with their money. They were only interested in showing that they could afford to stay there. Unfortunately, there were a lot of mean people there and very few happy people. And in a place that beautiful, you should be happy and not mean. If you're going to spend that kind of money, at least be happy about the fact that you spent it. One night at dinner, Dane and I ordered the last bottle of a particular kind of wine. Some other people in the dining room ordered it as well. The waiter said, "I'm sorry, I just sold my last bottle to those two gentlemen over there." I said, "We'll split it with you." We gave them half a bottle of wine. They said, "We'll split the bill." I said, "No, we're giving it to you. It's a gift." They didn't say, "Thank you, that's so kind." They said, "Oh, then we'll give you half a bottle of wine too." That was the energy of not receiving. They only had an interest in proving that they didn't need what they had been given, so they wouldn't have to say thank you. They were showing us that they were rich, not that they were wealthy. Wealth has generosity of spirit. Richness does not. Generosity of spirit is a phenomenon, and you either have it or you don't. It's not something you can create.
So you're either born with it or you're not?
Yeah, you either come in with it or you don't. In sharing our wine with those people in the restaurant, I wasn't trying to get anything from them. I was sharing what I had. They had no interest in sharing or receiving our gift. You have to know what people will receive and not assume they are capable of receiving anything. We keep trying to do things for people or to give things to people that can't receive and have no interest in it. They have no interest in what we are offering. They don't have an interest in what we want to give them. They have no interest in anything except proving what they have decided they have to prove in life. Whatever you have is a gift.
Did you say generosity of spirit can't be learned or cultivated? I'm asking because I would say that that has changed a lot for me over the years. I have been in Access.
Yeah, your generosity of spirit has increased, but you had it in the beginning. You had generosity of spirit when you were a little girl and your mom gave you some paper as a Christmas present. And you said, "Mommy, it's paper. Oh my goodness, I got paper." You thought life was wondrous. Generosity of spirit is the sense that whatever you get or whatever you have is a gift to you, and that the universe is doing its best for you. It's not what you give, it's about the gift that life is and the way you perceive it. It is the way you receive the world and the way the world receives you. The story about you getting paper cracked me up because it was so cute. This is Blossom, and she says she has it on video. So we were talking about her posting the video, so I'm going to remind her of that because that would be fantastic to see. Here's a little person who has nothing. She gets paper for Christmas, and she considers it a great gift. Generosity, I wasn't going to read that, but I started to, so I'll finish it. Generosity of spirit is the sense that whatever you get or whatever you have is a gift to you, and that the universe is doing its best for you. Oh, that makes me want to cry.
Mm-hmm.
That's so beautiful. The universe is doing its best for you.
I do generosity of spirit, but I do this other weird thing too. I don't want money to be a factor for people, so I automatically want to cover the bill for their food, drinks, or hotel room. It's like an auto response system.
That's trying to prove how superior you are.
Sorry, my phone was dying. I had to change.
That's okay.
Maybe it doesn't feel like it's coming from trying to prove something. It's automatic.
You've automated it because you don't want to owe anything to anyone. If you pay for everything, then you can dismiss anybody at will.
Yeah, that's it. What do I do about that?
You can look at it and ask, do I really want to do that? I used to pay for everything because I thought that if I paid for everything, I didn't have to receive from anybody. My lovely crew beat the shit out of me about a month ago or so, and I started letting them contribute. Now we all pay for dinners and stuff instead of just me. It's quite cool. At first, it was obnoxious to have to receive. I hated the fact that I had to receive under those conditions, because as long as I was doing all the giving, I didn't have to receive much of anything. It was a major change for me, and I have now stopped doing the automatic response of paying for everything. When you pay for everything, the tendency is to never be obligated. You have the sense that when you let others pay for you, that you somehow owe them. I had a couple of very wealthy clients that I took out to dinner all the time. Every time they asked me to go out to dinner with them, they would keep their credit cards in their pockets and wait for me to pay. I'd think, wow, you guys are really generous. They weren't interested in what they had received from me. They were interested in my paying to make it real to them that they were valuable. My paying made them valuable from their point of view. I've done that a lot with Gary. Like, a lot. Because he's taken me to lunch before, and I'm just realizing this now reading it. And I don't offer to pay the bill. I was just like, Gary's taking me out to lunch. I must be important. And I just didn't even offer to pay. So that's really interesting. Okay, so my paying that made them valuable from their point of view. Is that what really makes someone valuable? No. You've got to get that that there's a different possibility available. You just have to choose it. Gladness.
In this reality, do people mix up the meaning of being generous and having generosity of spirit?
Yes. Being generous means you pay for everything. Generosity of spirit is gladness for everything.
Is generosity of spirit similar to the exuberant expression of life and abundance in all things? And if you truly have generosity of spirit, when you're being generous, it comes from an exuberant expression of life and abundance?
Exactly.
It's not about paying for people.
That's correct. It's not about the money. It's about the possibilities you are creating. It's never about the money you are spending or the money that the other person is not spending.
This has been really helpful. I see that I replaced generosity of spirit with generosity. That's why I was confused, because lately I have been way more generous in terms of gifting and paying.
Yeah, you've been way more generous with money and less generous with you.
Yeah.
Generosity of spirit is gladness for everything. Perhaps I'll just read those when it's light and I won't read them when it's heavy. We could go with that rather than my conclusion. Okay. The glad game. How many of you watched Pollyanna as a kid? Did you play the glad game? Pollyanna is generosity of spirit. It's never seeing the wrongness of what somebody chooses. Always knowing that somebody is choosing something that works for them and having no point of view about it. It's being willing to show them that they can have more if they are willing to choose something different. So let's do some home play. Let's all watch Pollyanna before the next class. Okay. Because I only saw it once as a child, and I would like to watch it too. So let's watch that before the next class. All right. So I don't know where I was, but I highly recommend that all of you watch Pollyanna again. What are you glad for? What are you happy for? What are you happy for other people having in their life? What if you saw, gosh, this book is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. What if you saw that every prism was another form of rainbow? What if you saw that every element, every ray of sunshine was a gift and possibility? Blessed possibility is recognizing the gift that each and everything is, each and every spirit that comes to you, each and every bird that sits on your windowsill. This morning I was getting ready and I went over the window to see what was happening outside. There was a little bird sitting there. I said, "Hi, you're cute." I moved to the other side and I saw that there were two more of them. All of them were sitting there with their little feathers fluffed out because they were cold. And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry if you're cold. How about I ask the sun to come out and warm you up?" And a beam of sunlight opened up on them. That's the kind of thing that can occur when you have generosity of spirit. Knowing that this creature needed a little sun is a different reality. What are you glad for? It's beautiful. Making money the source of your generosity.
I still don't see the difference between having generosity of spirit, communing with a bird, being kind to someone, and paying for something. To me, it's all the same energy.
But how do other people receive it? You're not willing to see what people can receive. You are doing it for you, not for them. With animals, you can see the generosity of spirit because you are not doing it for them, you are doing it with them. When you pay for things, the tendency is to do it for the other person or for you rather than with them. Holy shit, I read this part already and I don't hear any of this. Some of you are trying to make your money the source of your generosity.
Yeah.
Those of you who don't have enough money think that you have no generosity because you can't give people money. Not being able to give money does not mean you lack generosity. Even if you have money and you give it to people, when you are not happy for those people, for who those people are, you are not being generous. You don't need to have money to have generosity of spirit, but you can use money to be generosity of spirit. The recognition of a gift.
I'm not sure I'm ready to receive the change this conversation, about generosity of spirit is heading toward. But I have to ask this because I struggle with it, especially with NK. You have said about several times that it's not about how much you pay or how much other people pay or how much they give or do. But I have been stuck.
Right. You know, I just realized every single person on this telecall has already done a choice of possibilities class, which is interesting because that's the prerequisites to a 7-day, which is telling me that we really are treating this with the level of change of a 7-day, which
Very
I
cool.
just realized that. It's very interesting. Okay, what kind of gift is NK in your life?
Huge.
So if he is a big gift in your life, is that worth something?
Yes, but this is where this weird energy comes up. I want to say no. It's as if I'm fighting to make something wrong.
Thanks, baby. I just got my permanent resident card. I'm a permanent resident of the United States. It came in the mail.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks, baby. Come on. Okay.
Now go outside.
Yeah. Okay, so this has been a very chaotic club, but this is awesome. It's fun to with the kids, yeah. Okay, so so generosity of spirit is the recognition of the gift. NK is paper in your world. Oh my goodness, I got paper. Oh my goodness, I got Anthony. We'll put that in there because it has a little more oomph with a real person.
Can you help me? It feels like there's a lot more to that.
The exchange rate. What have you made so vital value, or you have made it vital to have an exchange? Were you taught by anybody in your life that you must always put in an exchange?
Yeah. On the surface, it's so that I don't get taken advantage of or used.
Stop. You were taught that there had to be an exchange rate for everything.
I will say yes, because you're saying so, but I do not know what that cognitively. I don't remember times when that was specifically taught to me.
When you were a little kid, it was, give mommy a kiss because I am so good to you and because I love you. Oh,
okay.
I can see that now, parenting 3 kids. You need validation from your goddamn kids. You give them everything.
Not just me, it's done to everybody.
That's the least those little buggers could do. Oh. Yes. Yes, I'm not doing this just for you. There are many people in the room who need to look at this. How many of you were convinced that you were never enough? Your exchange was never enough for the people that you were with. You are never enough for the people that you are with. The lack of generosity in their world becomes what you think determines your exchange value in a system of reality. Everything that is times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all night, POD, shorts, and beyond. You had somebody forcing down your gullet that you had to have an exchange rate.
Keep going. Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to look through judgment to determine whether there was an adequate exchange.
Okay. Can you be specific?
Hold on, I'm getting there. You've tried to make an exchange rate that does not actually apply to the people you are functioning with. You keep trying to apply it to everybody and everything around you, and it is not applicable to everybody and everything. Everything that is times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, POD and POC, shorts, boys, and beyonds. What is your 3-year-old nephew's exchange rate with you?
His exchange rate with me?
Yes,
There is no exchange rate.
that's right.
I would give and do anything for him.
I know. The exchange rate is his gift of being. His being contributes so much to you that there is no exchange involved. That's why you would do anything for him. What if NK was that contributory to you?
Well, he is.
I know that, but you don't, and he doesn't.
That's true. He definitely doesn't know. I'm hearing all of the big notes in this conversation, but you are also hitting a lot of subtle notes.
What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about possessing exchange that keeps you from enjoying being?
Exchange is what holds the whole monetary system in place.
No, it doesn't. That is what you have been taught and told. You bought a lie. The exchange rate is not the thing that holds monetary reality in place.
Well, it is an aspect of monetary reality.
Not really. If you are willing to pay whatever the rate is, that's not an exchange. It's a choice. You've got to get the choice in monetary reality, not the exchange rate. This is where you're buying out of the phenomenons of money. You are not seeing that money is merely a choice that can create a different possibility. You are seeing money as what you have to do to get what you want. That is not what it is. What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about possessing exchange rates that keeps you from the gift of being?
It takes all the joy out of having everything.
In NK's family, the exchange rate was, you make yourself nothing and we'll give you money.
It's not even, we'll give you money. It's, we'll give you money, maybe, eventually. They say to him, we won't give you any money now because we want some to be left over for you when we die.
That's one of the ways people control through the exchange rate of money. Do this for me now and you will get something in the future.
It's bizarre with NK's nieces and nephews. When they come to our house, they are out of their minds. They are manic and frantic every time they come over.
Whose reality is that?
Their moms. They always want us to buy them things. Will you buy this for me? Will you buy this for me? Will you buy this for me? I keep buying them things to see when it will tap out, and it never does. I will buy them something and they will literally throw it on the ground and ask, will you buy me this other thing?
They have no gladness in their universe.
That's it. How do you teach somebody that?
Make them watch Pollyanna 25 times. Just say, let's watch Pollyanna again. You've got to get the glad game in place. Ask, who is the one person that they are most happy about? Who would your life be as good if this person wasn't in it? You have to function from that. You are not seeing that money is merely a choice that can create a different possibility. You are seeing money as what you have to do to get what you want. Generosity of spirit creates money.
In my family, the only person who had generosity of spirit was my dad. I grew up with his generosity of spirit. You have also had generosity of spirit with me, and so has RD. You guys are the ones I would create the most money with. It is how it works. Is that how it works?
Yep. If you have generosity of spirit with people, you will create more money with them.
I noticed that when you went shopping for your grandson, Xander, the joy in your universe was even greater than the joy when you're buying antiques. Is that the phenomenon of money?
Yeah. Buying things for him is the greatest fun ever.
When you buy antiques, I can see how it has to do with the phenomenon of money because it creates different possibilities with your money situation. But when you buy a pair of pants for Xander, does that also create different possibilities? I suppose that when you buy things for him, it is about the joy that you have in your world. Is that the phenomenon of money as well?
Yes, that's the phenomenon of money. Sorry, the phenomenon of money is where money is not just about spending. It is the joy you get from what you choose and what you do and where you spend it.
That is what you do. It's not because of how the other person is going to react. It's the joy you have in your world when you're using your money in that way.
Yes, it is using money. I don't spend my money, I use it. How many of you are spending money instead of using money? Everything you've done to spend money instead of using money, because the phenomenon of money is, how do I use my money to create something greater? Everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds.
There is so much here for me. I am really grateful for this conversation. I was looking at the energy of when I bought my new car 4 years ago. I was so excited, and that excitement had people really excited with me.
Those are people with generosity of spirit. People are excited with you because they see the gift that your excitement is to you and to them. When you see someone getting something great, do you say, "Oh my God, that's so great. Oh my goodness, she got a new car"? Most of us don't do that. We say, "Oh yeah, she got a new car." That's the way it's done here. Generosity of spirit has nothing to do with it. Happiness at what you receive is a gift few people can receive from you. If you got $1 million tomorrow, how many people would you be willing to tell about it, knowing they would be glad for you? Most people would say, "How come you got it and I didn't?" It's the phenomenon that somebody gets something, and what a gift it is that the universe cares about them enough to give them what they ask for. It is the kindness of it all.
You said that generosity of spirit is something we are born with. It's not something that is created. What about kindness?
Kindness is something you choose. It is a choice you make. Usually you make that choice based on seeing other people's lack of kindness. You say, "That's horrible. I'm not going to have that. I'm going to have a level of kindness that's greater than this." You can choose your reality from that. Kindness is always a choice, just as meanness is always a choice. It's never just a given. It's a choice in every moment of every day. Kindness is something you choose. It's a choice you make. Receiving the joy.
I feel that I have no generosity of spirit. You've gifted me things.
And you received them like crap at the beginning. But after a while you said, "Okay, fine." You gave in.
Can we look at that? I have never been willing to receive the joy of things.
No, you have never been willing to receive something that would bring you joy because you didn't want to take it. How many of you have never been willing to take because you didn't want to lose? Everything that is times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds.
I have confused taking with receiving. Have I? Sorry. Have I?
Okay. Yeah. How many times in your life were you given a gift where somebody didn't expect something in return? Pretty much never.
Have I not been willing to take because I didn't want to lose?
Yeah.
I get it, but I don't get it. I have that with everything. Cars, houses. I've got a point of view that I won't allow myself to be attached to anything. That has messed up my receiving and the joy of it.
Yes. And it is also not being glad for everything you have.
No, I haven't been.
You've got to be glad for everything you have. You have to be grateful for it. And you have to say, well, okay, if this thing wants to move away, it can move away.
I don't know how to be glad for everything I have.
Yeah, I know. Watch Pollyanna. You all need to watch Pollyanna. You need to see that it is about being glad for what you have, not sad for what you don't have. The majority of people in the world teach you to be sad for what you don't have, rather than to be glad for what you do have. So none of you are satisfied with what you get, but you are very satisfied to be unhappy with what you don't have. Why is that satisfactory? All right, we're going to call her a day right there. Oh, what fun.
Awesome.
Awesome. All right, so home plate is to watch Pollyanna, and our next class is, I don't even know when it is. Let me look that up.
The 14th?
The 14th, yes. It says 2 o'clock for me. Is that right? Or is it 1 o'clock for me?
11 PST?
It's 2 o'clock for me. Okay, great. I think it says something different on the website. Could you check that, Diane, just in case more people register? Okay, so we have 11 PST, 2 o'clock on Tuesday. And so let's watch Pollyanna. And how does it get? Gosh, that's a beautiful book. I mean, really. So I'm so glad. And it's such a unique group. Like, you guys are just all, like, talk about generosity of spirit and kindness. And I'm just so glad that you guys chose to do this. It's so awesome. So. All right. Okay. I love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Love you too. Take care.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.